SR93 Boxing, I'm back with a quick video. Bob Arum wants Amir Khan and Manny Pacquiao fight to happen at November, and he goes, hopefully that fight can happen in November. That's his words. Now let me tell you something about why this fight can happen in November and not now. The reason why it cannot happen now is because now is the second last fight, Manny Pacquiao's second last fight, that is. And if he fights Amir Khan, there's a chance that he may lose. And sure, you get that money made for Bob Arum, but then the next fight, Pacquiao's not going to sell as much, right? He's not going to sell as much. He won't have that reputation anymore. People think he hasn't got it anymore. But if he fights an Adrian Broner, who he probably can beat, and Adrian Broner will not turn up the way we wish he did. Terence Crawford is a fight that I feel like is a higher... Sorry, it's not necessarily a higher risk. It's just a lower reward. Terence Crawford is not going to do better than Amir Khan. I don't care what people say. Terence Crawford, no, he wouldn't. I mean, within a few years, you will see he's a very good fighter, but he's not living up to his name. He's probably the best at 140 right now. I'll give him that. But yeah, Terence Crawford, I feel like he can fight him. I'll be happy with him fighting Terence Crawford now or anytime. But he's not, I don't think he'll fight Terence Crawford. I feel like even though the risk is not as high against and even Freddie Roach said this, even the risk is not as high as it is for Amir Khan, the reward is very low. Terence Crawford doesn't really sell as much, but Adrian Broner sells a lot more. Now, Adrian Broner selling more than Amir Khan, I won't be surprised. If anything, I will actually lean towards Adrian Broner probably right now. I mean, Amir Khan was probably a bigger name than Adrian Broner a couple years back. I could be wrong in this, but I think a few fights more, when Amir Khan comes back, people will be dick riding him, and Amir Khan will be back being a bigger name. So, yeah. The reason why Bob Arum prefers to fight later on is he can make this money fighting fighters who are not the best, or at least good fighters, but a lot more reward. There's not as much risk of losing, and then he can win that fight. He can win that fight hopefully, and then he can fight Amir Khan. Who cares if Manny Pacquiao loses the Amir Khan fight if that's his last fight, right? Because guess what, Bob Arum doesn't need Manny Pacquiao's not going to be in his contract anymore. So Bob Arum wants to maximize the money that he can make off Manny Pacquiao, right? Let's say he fights Amir Khan right now and he loses. Guess what? The fight after this is probably Manny Pacquiao's last fight, and he won't make much money. But if he fights before Amir Khan, he'll make a lot of money, and they make a lot of money against Amir Khan. And then, this is a way of maximizing the profit. Bob Arum says, oh, there wasn't enough money in Dubai, which is, okay, fine, understandable. But then Amir Khan also said he can have this fight anywhere, America, UK, anywhere. And I'm pretty sure he'll do it in China. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't. And, he says the fight can happen definitely in November. Now, this is actually, in a way, better for Amir Khan, in the sense that he can get a tune-up fight. But he shouldn't, I hope he doesn't take the whole fucking year off and fight at November, hoping that Manny Pacquiao takes the fight in November, because there's no guarantee that Manny Pacquiao will take that fight. Because they're hoping that they're gonna get Floyd Mayweather, but Floyd Mayweather made it clear the only fighter he would fight is Conor McGregor. I mean, obviously Manny Pacquiao looks super spectacular, then yeah, he'll come back. But that's probably not happening unless he fights Jeff Horn, and Jeff Horn is not a spectacular opponent either. So yeah, man, this is the reason why Bob Arum doesn't want Amir Khan right now for Manny Pacquiao, but wants him later. Because to maximize Manny Pacquiao's ability to make money without minimizing any, without maximizing any chances of fucking losing and like tarnishing. Who gives? Think about it. I hope I'm making a point that you understand. Whether I'm able to explain it properly or not, I hope you're able to understand it, because what I'm basically saying is, if the fight happens, if Amir Khan's a risky fighter, that's what all I'm saying for Manny Pacquiao. No matter whether he got knocked out by Canelo or not, fuck Timothy Bradley. It doesn't matter what he says. Timothy Bradley almost got knocked out by Ruslan Provodnikov, and he don't hit like Marcus Maidana. Marcus Maidana hits harder for sure. Timothy Bradley gets hurt in damn near every fight as well. Like, I mean, shit. Guy doesn't have the best chin either. Amir Khan will beat the fuck out of Timothy Bradley as well. Bare butter Timothy Bradley, man. Fuck, man. Fight someone relevant. Fighting all these recycled fighters. Fighting Pacquiao for the third time. No, you're gonna lose. Now, dick riding Manny Pacquiao saying, oh, Pacquiao's gonna put Khan to sleep. Like, shut the fuck up, man. Waste, man. Look, honestly, Manny Pacquiao, I think it's better for Khan to not fight Pacquiao right now and probably get if he does get Pacquiao probably at November, he has to look really good. Or maybe look not so good, and then Bob Arum might pick him. It's good for Amir Khan to get a tune-up fight. And then, Manny Pacquiao can fight some random guy, and then he could fight Amir Khan. After all, I mean, Bob Arum wouldn't give a shit if Manny Pacquiao loses that fight. Money can be made in that fight, and that's the last fight. So you can literally cash Manny Pacquiao in and squeeze as much dollar out as possible. For this reason, I believe the fight, if it happens, will be at the later year, at the final fight of Manny Pacquiao. And yeah, man, that's really all I have to say. Amir Khan needs to stop focusing on Manny Pacquiao. He doesn't need Manny Pacquiao. I feel like he can do a lot more in his career than what people think. I mean, people can disagree with me all they want, and I could end up being wrong, but I genuinely feel like he can do very, very well at 147. There are some fighters that he may not be able to beat, who knows? Or he may come out to be the top fighter, who knows, man? Just because Canelo knocked him out doesn't mean everyone else will. I'm SR93 Boxing, I'm out.